Hi guys. So today I've come to make a video. I know I've been trying to do this for a long time, but I finally got the courage to do so. I guess for the past couple years when I've been trying to make videos, it's not something that I guess I wanted to do right away because I'm very scared of social media now. Like, I know so many influencers came out as far as just, things being misconstrued or things that can get ugly online. And that put a little bit of a halt in my journey with making videos. But today, I definitely want to answer a couple questions and just pretty much like a thorough get to know me. And I'm turning 25 this year, so I've gotten a little bit of an experience when it came to my life. But I can definitely tell you guys there are so many things that happened. And we can start with, I guess, where was I born and where was my life at and how did I grow up and all that. So let's get to the questions. Okay, so first things first, where was I born? So I was born in the Philippines, Laguna, and I don't remember much of my life when I was there in Laguna, but I remember moving to Manila. This is the main city pretty much in the Philippines, and it's pretty busy, it's pretty hectic. And I just remember my earliest memories probably when I would sing a little bit in the neighborhood because that was something my mom really wanted me to do. And of course, myself too. Like, I cannot lie. Like, I loved singing. I knew it was my passion when I was younger. I really loved it. And my mom was also a singer. So she was in a band, and she got to experience a little bit of singing in some churches, and like something in her community that she did was just, kind of celebrate people's weddings and sing for people's weddings and all that stuff. So she was able to pass that talent on to me, and thank God for my mother because she taught me really, really well. And I carried that through my childhood. So in the Philippines, if you guys don't know, the Philippines is the singing country, guys. Okay, Charisse Pampango, Sarah Geronimo, a lot of international singers. Oh my gosh, Jessica Sanchez, like so many people, guys. Yes, so that was something that I really, really enjoyed. My mom ended up teaching me a little bit of vocal stimulations, kind of teaching me how to sing the right way. But I guess when you're young and you're just, anxiety driven, you just want to get it right, you get so frustrated that I think I had given up on myself a little bit. So I would get nervous, and singing on stage was kind of a crazy feeling. I always had a fear being in front of people, and I guess socially, I was always afraid to mess up in singing. So I started slowly. I would sing in my neighborhood. They would have like the little karaoke like machines in the neighborhood, especially for every party. There was always a karaoke machine at every kid parties, any parties in general. People had it in their homes, like Magic Sing and all that stuff. So if you guys are Filipinos, you guys can definitely relate. Or if you guys been to the Philippines, like, it's everywhere. And so they would pay me a little bit here and there just to like sing one more song. And I just remember like singing with Houston, Celine Dion, like all the hard songs. So my mom trained me like early, guys. We wanted a crazy story. We actually wanted to go to a TV show. It's called oh my gosh, what was that? Wow Wow Wee. I don't know if you guys remember that TV show, but it was a TV show where kids would compete with each other, knowledge wise, like certain questions, and then they would sing and show their talent and stuff, or like dance, or whatever talent they have. And then the kids would get famous off of just the TV show because it was such a big show. But we come up, so we've been practicing. We were practicing like a lot for the show. And then the day came that we went to the actual building where they did the, what is that called? Like the trial where you kind of sing in front of the judges or whatever. And we go to the line, we're getting to the security guard, and the first thing they checked was the birth certificate. And I did not have mine on me. So we couldn't get in. So that was really frustrating. I think that was something that kind of put a hindrance on me and my mom's hard work of practicing singing. So that kind of pushed us back a little bit. And I just remember like, it was just so fun to feel like I had something to offer or, to give. And thank God for my mom. She was an amazing singer. She still is an amazing singer. You guys, like, she still is the best in my eyes. I could have been famous in the Philippines, guys, but I guess that wasn't the destiny for me. But oh, actually, so the next question is, how was childhood like in the Philippines? So for me, growing up in the Philippines, it was amazing. Like, I loved being outside. That was just the main thing you see out there, was being just in the present time. I think that was like such a big deal, and I think that's why I still carry that to this day. Like, I always want something to do. I always want to be outside, and I want to feel like, the socially, I just want to be able to be involved with a lot of things. So I think that came from just me living in the Philippines and knowing what that feels like. And so that was really fun. And the sun was so bright. It was always so hot, guys. There was no winter over there. So it was constantly hot. We were always, always, always outside. So, and I just remember like climbing mango trees and playing patentero, all the like garter games, all the pogs, texts, and all that stuff. So I just remember my childhood being so pure, and it was just amazing. So I miss the Philippines. I haven't been back actually for like 16, 17 years now. I tried to go back, but it was 2020, COVID hit, and everything shut down. So the opportunity kind of got pushed back again. And then, yeah, so we're shooting for hopefully another year coming soon. You guys will see that. But yeah, it was amazing. I love the Philippines. I love our culture. I love our food. I love everything about the Philippines. Like, I don't think I can ever forget the Philippines, and I'm really thankful that I was able to grow up half of my life there and half of my life here, and still remember my language, the people, the love, the dedication of Filipinos, and the ambition of Filipinos, and just seeing how hardworking Filipinos are. I think that's why I am the way I am today. I'm very pushy, not pushy, I guess, like, just very ambitious, and I really just want good for myself because, I also had a really rough come up. My mom tried her best. I will never blame my mother. She is amazing. She was a single mother of two, and she wasn't able to grow up herself because she was put in a predicament, and she was in a situation. So a lot of the culture in the Philippines, it was still very much known, especially in the countryside where I grew up in the province. A lot of families will get married, or their kids will get put onto the other kids in the other families to try to arranged marriages is what I'm trying to explain here. And she was put with my dad, and just to grow like their businesses together as families. And she was only so young, guys. Like, she was so young. And so I guess from there, her ambition started, because now she's having kids. She had my sister at 17, gave birth at 18, had me at, I believe, 19, 18, and then had me around that same time too. So she didn't have time to grow up. So she had to work really, really hard, and she was a single mother of two. She ended up going from Laguna to Manila right away, and she had to do something for us, and she had to go to Japan and Korea to make the money that she was able to keep us surviving. And so there was lots of times where we didn't have food. Of course, she tried. Like, we had something. My mom made something work. My mom was a great survivor. Like, she was just a powerful woman to me. And I think seeing my mom from that stage to now, like, I think I can, I still want her to retire early. I still don't want her to keep working the way that she is. But from there to now, I can't ever be more than thankful. So I think that's why I really want the best for life and my mom and just myself and my family. I want us to not have that struggle ever again. So I think that's why we always strive for more, and we're always so hard about, like, just making something of ourselves and being successful. And that was a really big deal growing up. So my mom is amazing, guys. She's the most amazing, most beautiful, most hardworking woman I know. And still to this day, she like works so hard. She has her own business, a cleaning business, and she also works at a hotel. She's amazing. She's still she's still the same woman. Like, she, no matter how much she has right now, and she's able to acquire a little bit more than she had in the Philippines, she still works really, really hard. And she was the person that raised us for a long time until I was about 7 and 8. My sister and I were 7 and 8, and it was me and my older sister. And yeah, so while my mom was gone to Japan and Korea, my aunt and my mommy, she raised us, and my papa, so they both raised me, and they were my second mom and father figure at the time. So they were able to help take care of us while she's getting the money for us to be able to live a better life. So yeah, so that's who raised me when I was younger. And my mom actually has 5 brothers and 4 sisters, 10 altogether, including her. So it was a big family. It was a big family. And I just remember, like, even with that, like having a big family, we're always outside. We're always walking around late at night. And I just remember it was so fun. Like, childhood was so fun. I can just go to my family, go to my cousins, go to my aunt's or uncle's house. And yeah, but they're all in the Philippines, guys. None of my family members are here. So it's just me, my primary family members. Pretty much everyone has their own thing going on right now. Some of my aunts are in Dubai, Europe. They're making something out of themselves. So I'm really, really proud. And, I guess we all came to grow up in our own little world, and we made something out of nothing from what we had when we were younger, especially my mom's family, and like just in general how they grew up. It was so much harder than how we grew up, so I can only imagine how much harder it was for them. We were in poverty at some point before it got better. I remember living in like it's called the slums, guys. I'll show like a little picture right here. We lived in like the Ilog side, where it was a lot of trash. It was a lot of sickness going on because we just didn't have the money to do so. My mom tried her best, guys. Okay, guys. I know my mom sometimes, I know she feels bad that we had to go through that, and we remember, but it's a part of how we grow up and how we are so compassionate, and we appreciate a lot of things. We're very grateful because of the things that we went through. So it's nothing bad when we speak about it. But yeah, I remember living in like, very temporary homes, very small homes. My grandfather, he built a lot of things for us. A lot of our homes he built with his own bare hands. We were living in the Ilog, and the wall, and literally the size of this room right now, which is my nail room, for some of y'all might know, but it's literally just, I can't even explain how small that place was. And then it was cut in half, like diagonally. So we couldn't even stand up straight. I was short, so it wasn't really a problem. But I remember a lot of the adults would have to like kneel down to kind of walk around. So that was really hard. And it was really tiny. It was like a little hole in the wall that kind of just pushed the air in and out. So it's not completely hot in there, like a little window. And yeah, that was how we grew up. Sometimes we would wake up, it was really, really hot in the summer, and we were like hyperventilating, like sweaty, didn't have enough water for the day, dehydrated, almost didn't have food sometimes. So it was really heavy, guys. And I can never forget those days in my life, because that is why I am so grateful of everything now. Like, no one, in my heart, in my eyes, no one can take away that feeling of going from that to now. And I'm able to acquire so many things for myself and just be able to build the life that I have right now. I'm so grateful. And I remember, okay, so the next question is, when did you come to America? I came here when I was 2010. It was my mom, my stepdad, and my 2 sisters. So 3 of us at the time, but now I have another younger sister, and now it's 4 sisters, my mom and my stepdad. But at the time it was just the 3 sisters. and it was 2010. I remember I was 9. You know, and like when you're from the Philippines and you're coming to America, sometimes when you're at that age, you're not really like paying attention. I just remember going to the embassy a lot and like getting vaccinations, signing papers, doing our fingerprints and our pictures all the time. And I just remember it was like such a long process, but it just seemed so quick because we were kids. We were probably just playing around all the time. But next thing you know, we're on an airplane and then we're here. Like, we only saw America on TV, which is the craziest part. Like, we would have never imagined to be able to come here to America and be able to live like this. Of course, we're not the richest of the richest or even have like close to what we want completely, like success wise, but we are very comfortable. We can live and eat and you know, still enjoy little parts of life here and there without like really complaining too much about the money. And we would, I think from where we came from, I don't think would ever complain. And that's the crazy part. Like, I think that's why I'm so grateful for everything. It's just seeing that. And then, oh my gosh, guys, like it was so insane. I was just like, oh my God, we're here. Like, we're in America. What the heck? And then we get to America. And I remember a friend of ours picks us up from the airport. And then we finally arrived to Virginia. And we were in the military base because my stepdad was in the Air Force. It was like a completely different place, different feeling, like everything. And I just remember like I would still go to the park and like climb the trees over there next to the park, like the big tree by the road. I just remember always trying to climb it, but for no reason at this point because I would climb the mango trees in the Philippines to try to get mangoes. And this one, there was really nothing. I think it was just like an acorn tree. But I just remember just that feeling of climbing a tree. I just wanted to do that. So I did that all the time. I would ride the bike over there. It was crazy. Like, but I remember the very first thing that we did, well, I did when we stepped into the military housing that we had at the time, was get water. Try to check the bathroom for some hot water because I don't know why, but that was the thing that I was the most excited for was hot water. And I go upstairs. I didn't even care about the bedroom that we had. I just wanted to see and feel and shower in the hot water. Like, so funny. But I remember the only reason, and there's the reason for that, is because when we were living in the Philippines, there's no hot water, guys. We were living in like very old houses where there was no hot water, or hot water was just extra, and we didn't have the money for that. So my mom would like heat up water on the stove and you know, we have to go to school. We have to go to school, so kids just complain all the time. And it's so early in the morning. You don't want to shower with cold water. It was just a lot. And so my mom would heat up water on the stove just to get us to be able to take a shower. And we were just spoiled, guys. My mom was amazing for that because like she really like, even though she was really annoyed, she wanted us to have it good. So she would do that almost every morning. She was so dedicated while cooking our breakfast, trying to get us ready for school, trying to get herself ready for the day, having to do errands herself throughout the day. So it was a lot for her, but she made it happen. That woman is a freaking superhero, I swear. Anyways, yeah, so like I guess the next question is, how was it like when you first came to America? It was just really different. We didn't see that many people outside, so I think it was like a really weird environment for us. It was amazing. We were very grateful. Trust me, that feeling never left, guys. We were always grateful. I remember me and my older sister, we weren't always the closest, but we did try to like come a little bit more together when we got to America because of our own stories. I will try to get my sister on this YouTube channel to try to get her to explain her side of the story, how we grew up and how stubborn I was, and just like her take on being raised with me. And my mom will be on here too. My other two little sisters, they're very smart and they can like really tell their own stories too now. So I'll probably have pretty much everyone here on my channel to try to explain who I was when I was younger. Yeah, like my best friends will be up here, and yeah, I just want everyone to have like, you know, their side of the story, how everything was for us. But me and my older sister, for sure, we saw the most of it. My older sister, she had it a little rougher. We were kind of close in age. I think my mom had us almost in the same year together. She gave birth to my sister and had me almost around the same year. So yeah, it was pretty close together. But yes, guys, so It was really different. Growing up was very interesting. I think, having to learn a new language, especially English, which is one of the hardest languages in the world. And I'm pretty sure everyone had said the same thing, that English is one of the hardest languages to learn. But I think me and my older sister came at the perfect time. So I always say, just because of personal experiences, I always say that 9 to 13 was the perfect age for anybody to like relearn a new language, without it becoming like a hindrance, and like it's not so hard to learn, like you still are developing into yourself, so you're not really, it's just easy, like the information is coming in and out, and it's like I learned English so quick, so did my sister. And you know trying to fit in to America was really hard, I think. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I remember, I forgot what school this was. Was it Lindsay? No, it was another school. It was another school, guys, but I was in fourth grade, okay? I remember being in fourth grade and I'm learning English, right? So we went to ESL, which is English Second Language class. And it's a special program where they teach people like how to speak a different language, obviously. And clearly, people that's not from America have to learn English. So that's where we were. That was very detailed for nothing. You guys got it the first time, I think. So I'm in ESL class. So half of my days are in ESL class and regular days in the regular classes. So the first year that we got here, that was the very first thing. I remember going in there, and I even remember the program. It was like Rosetta Stone or something like that. And it was amazing. I learned it super quick. The people that taught me, they were so sweet. I just remember like all of my like instructor, or not instructors, teachers, all of my teachers in that ESL class was just so adamant. They could tell, I guess, that I wanted to learn English so bad. So like I guess they got excited because they were able to help me. And I love them. I don't even remember their names, but I wish I could remember, because they really changed my life, guys. They were so dedicated. And I remember every ESL class that I went to, they really wanted me to learn. And we sat there together, no phones, like nothing. I guess there was not really any phones when I was in fourth grade anyways, but it was very like interactive, like, oh, I'm teaching you like how to do your ABCs, this is how you write it. This, I just remember going through a lot of the program. And yeah, that was the highlight of my fourth grade year. And then I remember getting sent back to fourth grade. And this is why I didn't graduate with the people I was supposed to graduate with, because I got held back, because I couldn't speak English. But I was moderate with English. I think my stepdad made the right choice by having me go backwards. Or not, sorry guys. My stepdad made the right choice with allowing me to repeat fourth grade so that I can just, focus on learning English first, because that's the very main thing that I wanted to do. And my mom agreed, and so did my sister and I. Like, we both agreed, like, okay, it's okay. Like, I want to learn English a little bit better so that moving forward we don't have any issues with like taking in information, because obviously saying it, writing it, and thinking English is not the same as learning it, because now you're having to learn and listen to how people talk, the different slangs of the way that our slangs change now and all that stuff. So yeah, I think it was like a whole bunch of just like relearning a lot of stuff and relearning new things too. It was so crazy. Yeah, so I after the first year, I ended up getting off of the ESL program, and that was so quick to me. I was like, it only took a year. That's crazy. But I think it's because I wanted it so bad that I was like, yes, let's learn English. I was so excited to go to the class. And then so finally, we go to the real world of like what school actually is. And yeah, I guess I kind of understood. I remember loving history and science and math so much. I don't know about math, but definitely science and history a lot, because I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn. I'm such an eager person sometimes, and it's so crazy because if I want to learn something, I will. Like, I am so dedicated. I'm so ambitious when it comes to stuff like that, especially things that will better myself. I'm always so headstrong with just like a lot of learning new things. I'm very teachable. Love learning. I love learning new things. I love to like just put myself to do it. Like, I don't care how long it takes. I don't care how much work it takes. I just want to do it. I finally, oh, crazy enough, in school, I ended up being put into like college course classes, like AP courses, IB classes. Like it was so crazy coming from someone that like never really knew how to speak English to not really knowing nothing with English. I only knew like I love you, hi, bye, like all the regular thank you, like all the stuff that you might need when you first visit like a country, or like let's say you're traveling a country. Those are the main things, the basic things you need to learn. And that's all I knew coming to America. I mean, I guess growing up, my mom kind of taught us here and there like little English words, but that's just all of Philippines. Like a lot of people tend to do that there. And so it kind of like seeing myself get put into college course classes in high school, it was insane. I'm like, whoa, like I didn't even know how to speak English like a couple years ago. This is crazy. That was really cool to see like everything happen. The next thing is your stepdad's story. So, my stepdad and my mom met in Korea. My stepdad was putting his years in for the military, in the Air Force in Korea, and he was stationed there for a little bit. I think it was like a year or two. And then my mom, she was working there. That was the last place that she was working at before she came back to get us to go to America. Yeah, that's how they met, in Korea. And my stepdad, he was amazing. He literally put all his savings to help us come to America. Guys, I don't know if you guys know, but it takes a lot of freaking money to get a visa out here in America, to get all the paperwork done, to get you certified for a lot of things, permanent residence. Like, I'm sure it was so hard to start everything off. And my dad did everything he can to bring us here because he loved us. He loved my mom so much. And it was like dedication, and my stepdad did that, so that was really amazing. I can never thank him enough for that. Obviously he is our vessel and he is our anchor to that, and I always will always thank him for that. And now we're here and we get to enjoy America. We get to experience, and just, now that I've been able to do everything that I am able to, like, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for my dad. And I just remember, like, I didn't even like hesitate. I called my dad right away when my mom brought him home. She had told us like she met him, and like it was so fun. It was amazing. And yeah, like ever since then, like I couldn't see anyone else as my father but him. And it was something that we were so thankful for, because he really did everything he can. And like, to be able to bring your kids that aren't your own to to your home, to your country, and all of that, it's a lot of money and a lot of dedication and a lot of love that came from him being able to do all those things for us. So that was really cool. And he is amazing. Like, he works so hard still to this day. And he also was another vessel to why I went to the military, which is gonna be the second question after this. But I have a couple more things. I'm kind of gonna go over it a little bit, but not go too deep into it. If y'all want another story time on some of these things, we can always like go into detail with them. Yeah, and then I was able to build my business when I was 15. I was in high school, and I remember doing makeup like all the time. I was so fascinated with the different colors. It was the creativity that got it for me. A lot of YouTubers were into makeup during that time, and I always watched YouTube. It was like my thing back then. And I remember doing my makeup so much to the like crazy eyeshadow makeup. And like, if I can pull some up here and how I looked when I was in high school, I will definitely do that. But there's so many. Guys, there were so many. And I loved being creative through makeup. And so I got recognized in school, and people wanted to take like their school pictures, their homecoming events and graduation picture day makeup. And they were like, oh, like, who does your makeup? Like, can you do mine? Or they were like, who does your makeup? And I was like, me. And then they were like, oh my God, can you do mine? I'll pay you to do mine. So it started from there. And, I already had a little bit of the supply. So I end up like just asking them to get their own foundation, concealer, colors. And then I did everything else. And that blew up so much in high school. And if anybody ever started a business in high school, you know how much it went. Like, it came from 0 to 100 so quickly, and people like kept recognizing, and I kept posting, and I kept taking videos of my work, and like my portfolio built so much that like it was recognized through my work on Instagram or Snapchat or wherever I ended up posting it at. And that was amazing. And so that became my business. And page my page name at the time, I think it was MUAN Nails. I remember that was like my initial. I actually don't think I ever had a makeup page. I think I only made a page when I ended up doing nails also, so that I had two of my services on there. But also with nails, I remember just it being 2016, 2015, and acrylic was so big because you can extend your nails now. You can like have a bigger canvas on nails. Because I used to do my own nails too, like nail polish. I used to do my own designs, but like never be able to like extend my nails to make it longer. So when acrylic came out, I ended up practicing, and I had a lot of my girls come and they helped me like they helped me sit there and practice on them for a little bit, and that was really really fun. Like, I just remember my passion was so high because I know what money felt like through makeup, and I wanted to learn something else to be able to bring that into my business. So that became like another like wiring in my mind. I'm like, okay, let's learn lashes, or let's learn nails too, and that's gonna be our next big thing, and people will come and book their lashes and their nails all the time. Now, my mindset on the business was because makeup was occasionally, like, I didn't always have business for makeup. It was really hard to have it consistent, the money come in constantly. So it was, homecoming seasons only sometimes, picture day, college parties and all that stuff, college pictures, graduations and all that. It was very like inconsistent. Like, you never, like, it's only a part of the year. Like, sorry, inconsistent, very seasonal. It was very seasonal. So I ended up taking like a whole different route to making more money, because I'm like, okay, if I have this in the back of my hand, I can always still do makeup, but I want to do something else where it's always consistent. And mind you guys, I was 15. I was like so young, and I'm like so passionate about like making my own money, because I felt good being able to, buy whatever I wanted at 15, and like clothes that I wanted to wear, makeup that I wanted to put on my face. Like, it was so crazy, guys. I was so like powered by motivation. It was so crazy. And people were so supportive. And if you guys came from Virginia and you guys had your own businesses, people support in Virginia. They don't care how much money they have to pay. I still remember all of my girls from Virginia. I never forget y'all. I promise I never forget y'all. All my girls that always supported me, still to this day, we're still really, really close. Like, we'll check up on each other and stuff. Like, I remember all of y'all that ever supported me, that ever trusted the process. Like, guys, I wasn't always the best. And my girls came, guys. Makeup, it came very quickly because I did it on myself, so it was a little bit easier to do on other people, but I had to relearn something new again. So it was like, like I said, if I'm learning something new, I'm very passionate about it and I want to learn it, and it's for my own good, I'm gonna learn it. So I remember using like the Kiss kits. I don't know if you guys remember that from CVS or Walgreens. You guys can get like those little packages with like the primer, the powder, the liquid, a little brush, and that's what I used to start. And I remember I have pictures right here, and pictures and videos of my girls just trusting the process. Guys, it was so ugly. I didn't have a drill, so it took 6 hours to do my first set of nails. Shamaya, I know you remember that. It was so crazy. We sat there all day, but it turned out so good, and I was shocked for my first set of nails on someone else. I was so shocked. It was so crazy. And so from there, once I learned the muscle memory of everything, people started coming, because from my makeup, when people would come, I'm like, oh my gosh, I do nails too. Like, I do nails now. And so people from my makeup side came automatically, and they were so supportive. They were so quick, and they were like, girl, like, yes, let's do it. And then I remember doing pedicures then too. I remember getting like a little foot bath thing. Guys, I still have the same foot bath to this freaking day because it worked so well. Like, it never broke down on me. I guess it broke down a couple of times because like the buildup of like the soap and stuff, but so amazing. Like, that also became another big thing that became a thing with my makeup. So even though I got out of high school, it became a seasonal thing. Nails and pedicures were my main go-to. That was amazing. Like, I loved every part of it. I was so busy all the time, and it was so fun. Like, I really enjoyed it, and I still do. And if you guys can see the room right now, this is what I do now. And I do lashes now. I do brow laminations. I do waxes. So I do a lot of different things, but it came from something. And I can't stop thinking about like how I got to this point, because it really was like a big deal, especially when you're young. It feels so crazy to be able to do something like that, because you're like getting so many clients. And so at some point, guys, like I was so overwhelmed with how many people were coming that I felt like I had to hire someone else, because it was starting to become so much people that came that like I couldn't do it all on my own. So I feel like I should have took advantage of how much that was becoming a normal to me, that I should have hired someone else next to me, and I just paid them whatever the cost to, like, but at the time I didn't know anyone that really did nails in their own homes, or the way that I was starting it. So I couldn't really just grab someone and like do them, because I also like wanted someone to like, like any business, like you want someone to work that's good, or at least someone that is credible with their work. It was very hard to find at the time, but there's a lot of amazing entrepreneurs in Virginia now that I wish I knew, or I wish they were doing back then, because I definitely would have worked with you guys. Like I know a couple already. But yeah, guys, I started at 15, it flourished, and now I'm still here doing the same very thing, and always been doing my business since I was 15. I never stopped. I guess my next story is the military. I'm not going to go too deep into the military, but I know a lot of y'all want to hear my military story. I will go in depth with that, and like the process, how it feels, like what happened, like a lot of the craziness inside of the military. I'll definitely have a separate story time with that, because I know when I tried to do these videos a long time ago, someone wanted to know, and a lot of different people want to know the experience and all of that stuff. And I guess like being a girly girl, like being someone that did like the beauty industry to the military, like was probably so crazy to a lot of people. They're like, oh my God, we don't even know. We don't even think you could go to the military. Or like you don't even seem like the type to go to the military. I'm like, me too, girl. I do not know how I did that, but I did it. And I wanted to do it for school. So the reason why, I'm going to go very briefly on it, but the reason why I ended up going to the military was because my business was becoming so good that I wanted to finally get my license for it, so I can work in a shop and become official. And I wanted to own my own salon. So I ended up thinking to myself, I was like, oh my gosh, like I want to go to the military because it can help pay for my school. And from my stepdad, him being in the Air Force, he's like, why don't you try it? Like he's always put the seed in my head to go to the military, and so did my mom. And they were like, oh my God, why don't you try the military? Would you ever? But they never like pushed it on me. They just always put the seed in my head to have it when I want it. And then so finally I'm like, oh my God, you're right. Like GI Bill would be really great, because everyone always says something good about the Air Force. And you know how easy breezy it was. The training is really nice and like very slow paced. But I go in there, the recruiter, I don't remember his name, but I just remember what he looked like, because I remember being so mad at him. But it was probably for a good cause. It's okay. But I go into the recruiter's office, and I remember I walk in and I'm like, oh, hey, like I want to go into the military. Like how do we start? Like, let's go over some things. As soon as he saw my neck tattoo right here, guys, he completely shut me out. He was like, get that removed first, and then you can come back. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess so. So I go next door. Literally the very second I walk out of that door, I go next door to the Army side, and I end up talking to the recruiters there. I'm like, hey, like, do you guys have a way for me to be able to get in without like having an issue with my tattoo? And he's like, I mean, yeah, but we'll just have to write you a waiver, but that's it. Like, you don't have to worry about that. Like, they'll probably just grandfather you in. And so I'm like, thank God. So we start looking at the jobs. I remember Churchill. I still remember you. Don't forget. I definitely remember you. He ended up being my recruiter at the time. And we sit down, we go over some things. And I picked being a cook because I watched my mom cook, and it was something that I knew how to do in some type of ways. So I didn't think it was going to be so hard. He let me know like, hey, it's like a lot of hours, but it is a great job to have just so you can keep using it outside of the military. Because the very thing that they want you to do is choose a job that you're going to use, not just for right now, but after the military too. And you'll end up liking it and whatever you would do with it. But choose a job that you know you'll like and you won't mind doing. So that's what I chose. I chose being a cook. I signed everything. He's like, oh yeah, like shuttle comes in like a couple days if you want to like go through MEPS right now and get sent out right away. If you're ready, go. And I'm like, oh shoot, like right now. Like I was just like, what the fuck? And it happened so quick, guys. Like I didn't even think I was gonna sign papers that day, but I did. And I'm like, you know what, if I hesitate anytime or procrastinate at any point, like I'm not gonna want to go if I overthink this too much. So as soon as I got out of that recruiter's office, y'all, I locked in. Like when I tell you I locked in, I started getting ready for like my health. Like I started doing a little bit of running, a little bit of gymming, and I started like really getting prepped for it. And a week before we went, I remember having to run like a few laps around. Oh my God, guys. Like I never did a workout in my freaking life. I never ran. I never did no type of workouts. Y'all, that run was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. But good thing is every time we went, I still did it. I still pulled through because I wanted to do it. I wanted to get better for it because that is something that you do in the Army a lot, is running. A lot of physical training. Our PT is probably the hardest out of all of the branches. Other than obviously like SEAL training, but that's like special force stuff. Like that's special stuff that you don't need to do, only if you want to do the extended stuff. But I feel like Army was, and I've heard from a couple people that they said they think that PT was hard, because I've had Marine friends, I've had Navy friends, and I've had Air Force friends, and they all said the same thing, is like probably not as hard as the Army one. So if you ever consider, try to choose Air Force first. Army is okay, just pick a good job, okay? But yeah, I ended up going to Hawaii. Isn't that freaking crazy? So they give you a slip in the military where you get to like list the top three and the three after that you would choose. So they give you 6 choices to go from. They want you to write down. My very first place was Hawaii, guys. Hawaii, Germany, and I forgot Japan. I don't even know what I wrote down, but I just remember it being so clearly like my first choice. And as soon as I found out I was going to Hawaii, I couldn't process it. I'm like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Like I'm literally going to Hawaii, and Hawaii was the place that I always wanted to visit when I was younger. When I first got to America, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm now in America. I'm trying to shoot high. I'm gonna try to go visit Hawaii, like everyone's dream. And so I ended up getting Hawaii as my station, and that was a different world for me. Like I miss Hawaii so much to this day. I actually just left from there only 7 months ago, and I still think about it. I still dream about it. I love Hawaii, guys. And there's a lot of Filipinos there, so it feels like home again. And that was the closest to home I've ever felt. You can have culture here and there. Like even Florida have a lot of Filipino culture, but there's no better feeling than Hawaii, because like majority of us were there. Like a lot of my people are there. So the food, the culture is very authentic. The passion and the ambition of people are very authentic in Hawaii, and I really really love that. Like I almost didn't want to leave Hawaii, but I'm here now in Florida. Florida is almost like a good in between with Hawaii and Virginia. It's really crazy. Virginia was more slower paced. It's a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of hardworking people coming from Virginia, and a lot of support coming from Virginia. Hawaii is very high standards, very expensive place to live, guys. The most expensive place I think a lot of people know that Hawaii is very expensive to live, but you pay for what you get. So it is something that you have to prepare for if you ever decide to move to Hawaii. But it is amazing. Like I feel like everyone should at least live in Hawaii for 1 to 2 years. Like everyone should experience that. Like you can just literally drive 5 minutes, 10 minutes down the road, and there's a beach everywhere you go. The sun is beautiful. Like the air is different, I swear. Like it's just, you are so much more happy there. And I did enjoy it a lot. Like I didn't care how expensive it was, I just wanted to be there. So even after my service, I ended up staying a year outside, and stayed in Hawaii for a little bit. So that was amazing. I loved it. If I could go back, I would, trust. But maybe soon. Anyway, right now, I'm currently in hair school and finishing up my full cosmetology. So ever since I've gotten out of the military, I've been going to school, and I've dedicated my time to going to school because this is what I wanted. I wanted to go to school. And this is why I dedicated my time in the military, even though it was a little hard. I dedicated my time to be able to get the free school that I have now. So I'm very grateful. Oh my God, like everything that I've accomplished in life, it's like a daydream. Like it's something that I didn't think I could ever acquire in my life. I'm able to be living comfortably. I have a lovely partner. I have a puppy. My family is doing well. And I'm just so glad that the chapters that I've written in my life, I can proudly say that I worked hard, my mom worked hard, my family worked hard, my dad worked hard, and my sisters now, I know they're going to do so many great things for themselves, and thank God to be able to have that opportunity. And it was so crazy. Like I think there's so many more stories that I would love to tell. And if you guys want to know, like, my childhood in the Philippines, and soon I will be visiting the Philippines, so I'm so excited to do a vlog for that. We're definitely gonna vlog that soon. We could do like a day in my life. Do you guys want to see like my business, how I do my business from time to time? Like I have a couple clips online, on TikTok and my Instagram on my page that I have like content for in my business world. But if you guys want to go in depth of like how I started my business, like how, like what supplies, where did I get, and how many things did I do, and like just how do you start, I can also do a story time on that. And then I can also do a story time on the military, because I know so many people had questions about basically like, how did you start? How did you like it? How did you get through it? How did you do that? Like, what did you do? And everything else. So, and I also have a fitness lifestyle, where I can give some tips and tricks. I was a very small mini girl, like you guys. I was a little cricket, and I looked a mess. I hated the way I looked, just because I was always so skinny, and I wanted to gain weight. So I gained weight through my journey of fitness, and I can never thank that enough, because not only did it help me physically, but mentally I feel better about myself. And turning in your 20s, you want to feel your best and you want to do your best. So I think that's like another step into my chapter that I've been able to add. And I'm so grateful, like so grateful, guys. And also there's a story time of me and my boyfriend meeting on a plane. So the story time is on his TikTok, or is it on his TikTok? I think it's on his TikTok or our joint TikTok together. There's a story time on that. I can have him come here and we do a story time on how we met and everything like that. Now I'm living here with him in Florida. That's the reason why I lived here. Um, and then there's another story time of pretty much anything you guys want to know. Like if there's anything like mukbangs that you guys want me to do, like do you guys want to see a little bit more day in my life, like how do I start my day, like how do I balance lifestyle and all that? I don't know, I guess we'll all figure it out together. But I think that's it for now, guys. Like I hope this kind of gave an insight on who I am and how I came to be. Obviously there's more that we can explore together, but oh my gosh, guys, I guess like the social media just kind of scares me. But I guess you can't grow in something that you're in fear of, and you're kind of hesitant on it. I'll never know until I try it, and this is me trying, and I hope we get to do that together, grow together, be able to upgrade and excel in everything together. I also have a lot of like insight on self-worth, self-growth, and self-improvement. I'm very big on that in our lives. And just being able to like do a balance of everything, because a great thing that a friend of mine taught me, a great thing that a friend of mine taught me, a person, just everybody in Hawaii that I met, they've always had this mindset. Hip, I can't thank you enough. um, they have taught me that you have to have a balance, and the balance is like a car. If one tire is missing, the whole car is all messed up, you can't use it. So it's like you really have to find the balance, the perfect air to go in each tire to be able to have it running. And a lot of life lessons that I can teach also. And starting a business at 15, like where my mindset was and all that. I will definitely do like a separate story time on that, just to be able to help girls and kind of motivate you, because I know we lack a lot of motivation sometimes when we feel like we don't have the help, we don't have the money, we don't have nothing. It really starts from support, and you have to really want it to get it, because if it wasn't for me, like, you know, you have to maybe have free sets that you give out, and you get like your little CVS like kit that you start off with. Start with something. Don't don't judge it until you try it, because there is really like something you might miss out on, and you just never know until you try. So, but I guess that's it for now. If you guys really like, I can set a poll somewhere like Instagram or whatever. You guys can even comment down below. Please subscribe if you guys want to see more content on who I am and my life and everything else that consists of me and self-worth, self-growth. And I'm not perfect. There's still more to go. So if you guys just want to join the journey, it'll definitely be fun to do it with you. So yeah, like the video and just give me a little bit of motivation to kind of keep going, because, you know, maybe you'll like my content. Maybe you won't, and that's okay. But yeah, and stay tuned for more, guys. Bye.